Hello and welcome to my trading scripts. This first video will show you how to install the dynamic candlesticks on your chart. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to bring up an empty chart, a candlestick chart, and you'll see here we have the NASDAQ, plain simple, there's nothing else on it. First thing, go over here where it says indicators, click that, and click Invite Only Scripts. Select Dynamic Candlesticks. Up at the top you'll see it's compiling, then loading, and now it's installed. This may take a couple seconds on your computer. Now we get out of that, and now we have our dynamic candlesticks. While you could use the dynamic candlesticks on your original chart and overlay the original candles, what we suggest is, in fact, move those candles down to the second graph, a subgraph, and then you'll have both, so you can compare the original to ours. How do we do that? Click on the candles themselves, right-click or opposite-click if you're left-handed, hold the cursor down, take it all the way down to the bottom, and it will move it to the subgraph. Now, this gives you the ability to see both the original and the dynamic. Next thing you're going to have to do, when you do that, if you come over here, you see all this duplication? This is duplicated, that's duplicated. Put your cursor on top of that duplication, opposite click, and uncheck No Overlapping Labels. And that will remove all of those. Now let's review what exactly we've given you. We've given you the dynamic candles, and we've given you levels. Now what are we going to do with these levels? Well, if you see here, you have a moving average on the top and as well as the bottom, kind of creating an envelope. The level at the bottom is where we think the low is. The level at the top is where we feel that there's more of a high. You can use these levels for either entries or exits. Say, for example, you had decided to sell on this bearish engulfing at 12:15. Well, when it had reached the level 1 down here, this might be a great spot to use as an exit to exit your trade. Well, now you're at that level. When it reverses course, think of that now as an entry and buy at the lower level until it reaches the upper level where you can now sell and close out your trade. So you can use those levels either as entries or exits, up to you. Let's compare for a moment the two different candlesticks. On the top, we have the original, and in the bottom we have ours. Well, look for a moment at this point in here, which is 1345. At 1345, the original candle said, it's changing direction. It's going to go higher. But if you look at our candles, our dynamic candles, we said, no, we're not done yet. And sure enough, it went even lower. What we know is that if you're going to have a lose on a trade, it's because you didn't know if that was an actual reversal or if that was just a momentary pullback. In this case, at 1345, that was a momentary pullback, and it continued on. And so what we suggest is always to have both candles as well as the dynamic candles showing. Now you can compare and see if you can get through some of these questions. Is that a pullback? Is that a reversal? Same thing here. If you look here, you at 1530, it shows coming down. Was that a pullback? Was that a reversal? Well, if you look at us, we thought, no, that's just a momentary pullback, and sure enough, it continued. So that's why having dynamic candles will help you and with your trading decisions. In the second video that's coming up, we'll show you some more of our indicators and how you can install those.